Hold up. There we go. I don't know where my friends are. Nephew. Beyond Wind. BEYONDWYNN for people in Cleveland. And House Hunter 216. Thank you, the McBride Group. I couldn't think of that. Win like the Win Hotel, Casino, and stuff in Vegas. That type of win. WYNN. Real fancy. All right, y'all. So, somebody tag it. Somebody on here, I'm sure, follow them. But and somebody tagged the McBride Group. That's who I was thinking of. But I ain't want to put his real number out here. So, what up, though, everybody? Thank y'all for coming to What Up, though, Fridays, every third Friday. Yep, every third Friday. This our what? We started last January, so we keeping it rolling. I have no idea where Marcus and Emma are. They know about it. I don't know if they still coming on, but if not, it'll just be me. Reggie P, I think he coming on later, or he might, cause he's at some type of real estate conference in Atlanta or something. He said, so I'm not sure if he's coming or not. But if not, it's me. So whatever questions y'all got for me, put them in the bottom or in the question mark thingy, and I'll answer them. But first and foremost, we have a few church announcements as always. We have Detroit Real Estate Weekend, which is August 4th through August 7th. We are having a VIP tickets as well, which includes your hotel stay. We have different levels of VIP. So if you want it with a hotel, that's a price. If you want it without a hotel, you get your own hotel. Good luck, because a lot of stuff is sold out that weekend in Detroit. I have no idea what's going on in Detroit that weekend, but it's something I don't know what's going on. Like that is around, that's the summer, like real summer here. And like Hart Plaza be popping, so it could be that. It could be a Tigers game that weekend, which it probably is, and it must be like a big game or a lot of weddings or something. But a lot of hotels are sold out that people been telling me. So I've been giving them a bunch of names and they've been checking them out. If they are sold out or not, I have no idea. You can always Airbnb here, but Airbnb in Detroit, uh, I never stayed in one, but the people I know who have, if you're not downtown or something like that, it's probably pretty whack. Because a lot of Detroit houses only got one bathroom until you get into the historical districts. So, in Detroit, if you got 1.5 baths, you kind of rich. What else? What else? Yes. So VIP tickets are $24.97 with your hotel and meals and transportation to and from all events. VIP also will be touring Three Square Inks. Oh, there go Reggie P. Three Square Ink. What up, though? Container home system facility here in Royal Oak. I'm just going over the church announcements.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we'll be touring the Three Square Inc. I'm one of their licensed builder on staff now, me and my business partner. Because now we partner, so his company is licensed, and now my company is service veteran disabled, something like that. Basically, more bidding power when I've been on government stuff. So we'll be touring that as part of the VIP as well. It includes your hotel stay, the food, the panel, the VIP mixer, and the private mastermind with a lot of our special invited guests. We have I Am Dana Christian attending. We have Ramon Toops out of Atlanta coming. Trying to remember who else. We got some people from the city planning coming to speak. I'm working on getting the Detroit Land Bank there, so y'all can ask them all the million questions y'all be asking me. I'm trying to see what else. So I can think of, but the link is in the bio on YouTube. The link is in the description box, so y'all can get y'all ticket. VIP tickets, I think is 7 or 8 left, and we do have like a 2-for-1 price. Like you want to come with your boo thing or your bestie, brother, sister, mama, cousin. We got one of those prices too. So today's topic on the show is ask us anything about Detroit, about real estate in general, about construction, about business, and we'll try our best to answer them. We also have y'all know the rules. If you are asking anything over a sentence which begins into a paragraph, that is a consultation. or you're going to hit that donation, hit a cash app, and then you can ask me what you want. All right, so first question, Ramon, what up? First question, right now, would you fix and flip or rent? In Detroit, I'm gonna do both because Detroit is still hot as a bag of flaming hot Cheetos. What you think, Reg?
Yeah, it depends on what your investment strategy is. So Detroit gives us the ability to do both because
Mm-hmm.
we have the price points that's affordable to buy and hold. Some people are buying and flipping because they can't afford to buy them and hold them.
True.
So yeah, I would say do both. It really just depends on the individual, but it also depends on what market you're in too.
True, because Detroit is like I said, we had it in the back bag of Cheetos. Like it kind of went down a little bit when it got cold, but once we got like that first warm day, I just started seeing all these houses popping up on the MLS and on Zillow for sale.
Yep,
A lot of for sale signs, a lot of sold signs, and it just really kind of started getting warm because I had the air on, then I had it off. I had to turn the heat on. What was that, Wednesday? It had got
yep.
down to like 45. I was like, bro, what's going on? It's cold
Yeah,
here.
we was just like in the mid 80s, and then 2 days later we was down in the low 50s, high 40s.
Yeah. And then like
Yep,
my mom's house, the whole first floor got the nice laminate flooring. So I'm walking around with no shoes. Like, man, this floor cold. I got to turn the heat on. But then I had to turn it up because today it's 88 degrees. And then turn the air back on. I know my furnace and AC, like, bro, what are you doing?
yeah, bipolar.
Very bipolar. It's gonna be like this probably another week or so. Then we should be straight because Memorial Day coming up. But that's another topic. But yeah, to answer your question, like Reggie P said, it definitely depends on what city you're in and what you're trying to do. Like here, you can fix and flip or buy a whole. Some people don't like buying a whole. Some people just don't want to be landlords. Some people like fixing and flipping. I like both because I was always taught for every 2 to 5 properties you flip, you need to start holding one at
Yep.
least,
And
you know.
and the older property, it just has to be cash flow positive. Whatever numbers work for you. Some people don't buy and hold because they're not going to make a profit every month, and
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be too much for them to hold and maintain it. And then I like seller financing. I People sleep on land contracts and seller finances. I
Next.
buy properties and just sell them and collect monthly payments until they pay me off. So
Yep.
and I did that because I was tired of being a landlord at one period of time. But the downside is they eventually pay you off. I mean, it's good for them. It's good for the neighborhoods because they're homeowners. But I mean, you end up letting go of the asset. But
That's how I felt when I did my first owner finance or land contract. It's all the same. When they made
yeah,
that last payment, I was like, damn, like I'm
yep.
kind of heartbroken.
Especially when the value went up. Like, wait a minute, I sold it to you for 50, and now it's worth 85. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And they
This
just
house
made that
was on
last.
what's that neighborhood? It's on Clover Line between Joy Road and Chicago. You know, it's all nice brick, two
Yep,
ones over there, three ones. I bought that house for 5 grand in 2017 or 2016. Me and my boy Marv, we partnered on it because we was like, I got 25, you got 25.
yep,
I used all the materials I had left in my mama's basement and did the house. But we did a land contract, I think 4 years at like 850 a month. They was late every month, so that was an extra $100 payment.
yep, yep.
I was like, man, we made a killing. That house right now worth about 80.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, man, now they own it freely. They done put a new roof on there. We did the garage. Like they done put new windows in there.
That's how a lot of immigrants and our people brought homes back in the day before people started scamming them. But I mean, people couldn't get bank loans; they had to do owner financing or land contracts. So, I mean, that turns somebody that normally would be a tenant into a homeowner that really couldn't get financing through a bank, the traditional route.
Yeah, and they take care of the house better.
Oh, a lot better.
Yeah, because they know it's their house. Because all I do is pay taxes and insurance. That's it.
Yeah.
All right, next question. Can you rehab a house with an ARV of 100K and total project cost of 90 with hard money with hopes of renting?
It
Is that-
it
Hold up. I'm confused.
wait,
If the ARV is 100K and the cost is 90,
you got 90. So are they saying you got 90 all in? So acquisition and rehab is 90, That means it's only that means the lender is giving you 90% of the total cost. Most lenders only want to have like 70 to 75% of the total cost in most cases. Now, probably with
Mhm.
private money, that might work. And some lenders, if you are buying it to hold it, they may do that. But most lenders are only going to have maybe like a 70 to 75% based on the ARV. But I have seen some lenders do it, but that's usually because you have a relationship with them and you have a track record. So you have the experience. So sometimes you have to partner up with a few people that got the experience until you can build your your history up with them and then start doing loans like that.
Yep. All right. Right now, would you fix and flip or rent? Oh no, we answered that. What are
Yeah.
some good areas to invest in Detroit? Oh, there's a lot now. I'm gonna say everything from 94 downtown now.
Yeah.
Shit, the whole city, okay?
I would say it depends on. All right, so if you're talking fix and flip, you want to be in an area that's already hot, right?
Yeah,
If you want to buy and hold, then that becomes more of a challenge because are you buying to hold it and can you afford to hold it? And what is your end game? So like there's some areas like we talked about Highland Park. Well, Highland Park, you can still get some properties under 30 or 40,000, but on the flip side, the cost of renovating them is so much because they're so big. Those homes are
yeah,
large for the most part. And the ARV, they're just really getting over 200,000 over there. But to buy and hold those properties, the amount of rent that you would get wouldn't justify you putting 150,000 into it right now, unless you're going to do something like an Airbnb. But just your general tenant is not going to pay you 1,500 or 1,800 a month to kind of support the money you put into it. But so you have to determine that based on the area and how much of the budget you have and how long you can hold that property. Because some people they're willing to be cash flow negative for 2 years in an area that's appreciating 10 to 20% every year.
hmm. I mean, that's true for Highland Park. Like I tell people, if you can hold, like just try to, because Highland Park about to pop. Like, cause the wave is coming right on up where they did downtown. Boom. Then they hit Brush Park. Then they hit Midtown. Then they hit the North End. Now we in New Center and all that. And then Highland Park, the next neighborhood,
Oh yeah. Hey,
especially when
that
that.
hey boo, hey, I was like, Asia got fans out here. That's actually my wife. What's up, Sophie? Hey, you know what?
What's up?
I gotta apologize to her. One of the episodes we was talking about Walmart, and I was like, "Yeah, my wife love Walmart," and she told me she was like, "I don't like no damn Walmart." She, only, she was like, "I only stopped there out of necessity because it was close by," and I'm
Facts.
like, "You always go there. I thought you liked it." She was like, "Nah." So I apologize. We're gonna stay married.
Damn, we over here breaking up happy homes talking about Walmart. That's just, we sorry, but that was funny. I remember that because we that was when we went to Walmart in Jersey.
Yeah.
That joint was so ghetto, pathetic. All right, what do you all see the long term? I gotta finish answering that question about neighborhoods. So Davidson, Linwood, Oakman, Russell Woods, all that buy over there. Cause I don't think it might be 10 frame houses in that neighborhood,
Yeah.
if that.
And then you got to look at the neighborhoods that look somewhat desirable, and then wherever the hottest neighborhood is, buy the neighboring neighborhood next to it, so
Yep.
you can be ahead of the curve. You want to go where the ball is getting ready to land, not where it's at now, because your budget may not allow you to get into a Bagley or East English Village right now. You may have to buy the next neighborhood over that's emerging.
Yeah. So for the West, definitely what's Davidson? That's what 482-3
Yeah,
is
it's
it?
part of 48206,
Yeah.
and I forgot what the other one was. But yeah, Davidson Linwood.
Mm-hmm. Definitely buy over there because it's a lot. It's a lot of brick houses, a lot of brick multis. You got a lot of flats. 3 units, 4 units. I done seen some 7 units over there. I'm like, that's odd. 48238. Thank you. Somebody else said it's 206 and 238, depending on what side you on. Other neighborhoods on the west side, that's your neighborhood. So, but on the east side, of course, mine 48214, 48213. That wave coming right on up. Jefferson Charmers, that's still 4820. No, I think that's still 214.
Mm-hmm.
Jefferson Charmers. The only thing about Jefferson Charmers is you better have some flood insurance because that's right by the water.
Yeah, some lenders will make you get flood insurance depending on. You can go on FEMA and get the flood map, and just make sure you update it. Don't like look at it. Don't have a map from this year and then 2 years later you're like, oh, here's the FEMA map. You got to update it because flood insurance can get expensive too. So don't ask me for no quotes. I just know it's expensive for a lot of people. But just check with your insurance rep. But definitely look at that FEMA map.
Yeah, because this about to be floods in Detroit. And that's one thing about Detroit. Like, our weather is so retarded. Like, it'll be snowing in May, and then we going back and forth up until Memorial Day. Now, as soon as June hit, here come all this rain again, and now we in flood season.
Yeah. Hey, low key, that's why we used to go crazy in the summertime. Everybody was trying to get the bail out as soon as the weather changed
Oh,
and get
facts.
hot. Yep. Like we
Facts.
gonna get the best 2 weeks of summer. We
No,
got
that
it.
first day it got hot in April, boy, Detroit was lit. Let me tell you, downtown was jumping.
Yep.
But loud Jefferson, you couldn't even get on Jefferson trying to get some gas or something on Jefferson was you ain't getting in there. You ain't getting in no Coney Island on a hot
Yeah.
day. It ain't happening.
You know what's funny? So when it's like 10 degrees and 20 degrees, and then we get like a 65-degree day,
It's
it's
real.
like the shorts come out, sun skirts, sundresses, and everything, right? But when we go from like 80 back to 60, people be like, "Oh, I'm turning my heat on." It's
That was me.
like it's still 60 degrees. Like it's just coming from 80, it feels so much colder.
Cause Monday I wanted to turn my heat on because it had dropped to like 40 that night. I was like, I refuse. I was in that house with a hoodie on, with the cover.
Yeah.
But Wednesday I had to. But I one thing about Detroit I love, if it hit 45 degrees in the dead of winter, oh, we barbecuing.
Oh yeah.
We barbecuing in the driveway with a coat on.
On the front porch.
Facts, which is so a fire hazard.
Yeah. And ghetto.
That's why we got a deck so I can do it on the back porch.
Yeah.
All right, what do y'all see the loan? Oh, another neighborhood. I forgot. 48224, because that's a part of Morningside. Somebody said, what about Denby, Moraine?
I
I'm
like that. That's where I started my career at. So that Cashew, Moraine, Harper, Chester, right over there. I
yeah,
like the little 3 bedroom brick bungalows because then just east of that you got Harper Woods and Grosse Point. So
that's
that
true. 'Cause
that
that's
area
the
is
part once
prime.
you go 2 blocks up, now you in Harper Woods, right?
Yeah, when you cross over Maross over there, so you got that Kelly, Maross, Moraine, then you got Cashew, that whole little area. Then you go further south, you come back west a little bit, you got East English Village. So that's a nice little area.
Mm-hmm. Trying to see what else. I'm going to always scream North End.
Yeah.
Always. On both sides of the North End now, from Woodward to 75 and Woodward to Calvert, Woodrow Wilson, all that. Especially when they turned that church into a breakfast spot. You been in there yet? The
No, I
congregation up
haven't been in there
there on
yet.
12? That mug got the church pews in there still and the original organ pipes and stuff, which is dope. They restored them, and you can
Oh,
also
that's
get you a turkey sandwich.
is it a holy breakfast?
I ain't never been there for breakfast, but I had a
Oh,
turkey sandwich out of there in the ginger beer. But in the summer, all them they be outside and
oh,
they got
okay.
like people tables and stuff. You can't even park on 12.
Oh,
Like
wow.
it be banging. And this the neighborhood where the riots was at, and you ride around like, what is going on?
Yeah.
All right, let me see. What do y'all see the long term 5 to 10 year plan for Detroit? Uh, I see that if you leave in Detroit, you ain't gonna be able to afford to come back. I don't know, not gonna be able to afford to come back. They're already talking about the future of the affordable housing crisis for Detroit because Detroit is one of we like late to the party with
Mhm.
affordable housing crisis, but it's coming. It's definitely coming because right now a house that ain't even rehab, you still paying 900 for a 3-1. It ain't even been updated. It still look like 1942 with the checkerboard tile.
Yeah, Detroit's got such a heavy renter population, and those homes, a lot of those landlords are selling because the market is up and the price is just up. I mean, across the country, the prices are up. But what I see happening is a lot of the people that are renting are going to get pushed out first,
Yep.
and they're going to end up in like some of the surrounding suburbs like they normally wouldn't go to. Like you're going to see people moving to Rouge or Taylor, or
E4.
further west. Yep, E-course. And then the people that own their homes that are low end, their taxes are going to start increasing again to the point where some of them that's on fixed income can't afford them. And so yeah, it's just a matter of time. The only good thing from an investor standpoint and a homeowner standpoint is that we got so many neighborhoods that's so far behind that they're going to remain affordable for at least another 5 years or so.
Yep.
So
Good old Brightmore. I'm strong on Brightmore. Brightmore coming back. I've been
yeah,
buying up there like crazy. Oh, you only want 8 grand? Here you go.
yeah. And that's the thing. So you mentioned like Brightmore. I tell people like I got people that'll buy like vacant lots and everything. You have to look at your money like what is the opportunity cost. So do for you spending 8,000 on a house in Brightmore, you can afford to do that because you're willing to park your money there. Some people can't afford to do that. They would be better off putting that 8,000 somewhere else that's going to flip several times in the next, 2 or 3 years. But once you start building up enough extra capital, then you can start saying, "Hey, I'm going to put 8,000 over here in Brightmore because I know what's coming 7 to 10 years from now."
Hmm. But the thing is, 8,000 in Detroit, you can't really buy but Brightmore unless you get, lucky like me over there in Morningside for that 7,100.
Yeah.
What's up, Emma? Welcome to the
What up?
party.
What up? What up? What up? What up? What up?
You got some, what you got, Nihilist?
Oh, girl, no, it's a long story. How about I got 40 inches? Don't play with me.
Oh,
Let me go on out of town with this vacation here. I'm
that's how
trying
you
to be
get
in
to
Atlanta.
Florida.
I'm trying to hear Eric Thomas.
Yep.
That's
I'm
what
in
Boy
the
Fresh.
you
now.
do.
I know. That's why
Yeah.
I'm teasing you. I'm not there.
Oh yeah.
What's
Oh,
Yep.
that's
going
why
on,
you in
y'all?
Atlanta for the Eric Thomas event?
Yeah.
With me?
Yep. It's tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. I'm so trying to hear him.
Yeah.
You from here,
It's
ain't
like,
you? From Detroit.
Yep, from Flint.
yep.
I think he's from Flint. Is he
Oh
from
no,
Flint?
he's from Detroit.
Oh, he from
Detroit,
Detroit?
Detroit. Yeah.
Detroit.
He just went to MSU.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. Okay.
Oh,
Detroit.
good. All right. Well, the topic Emma is ask us anything. So people just asking us stuff about Detroit.
Oh,
Let me,
so real quick, if you trying to do something with $8,000 right now, they paying property taxes with $8,000. That's how much these damn taxes behind. Ridiculous.
true. So what I
Like
would do is offer them 2 grand, get the hell on, give me that deed, and then I'm gonna go get on that tax payment plan. That's what I would
that
do.
too. That
My
too.
because don't
As
nobody
long,
want to take that out. So here go two
but get
grand.
that deed. That key point is get that deed. Make sure
Oh
you get
yeah.
that search in that deed. That's where they go wrong at. I'm gonna pay for the property. I'm gonna give you 2 grand, and you give me a deed, and you might not even be the owner. But yeah, 8 grand, you can get the house and put it on payment arrangements.
Facts. That's what I did when I first started wholesaling. I would give them $500 to $600 so they can get
I
them
remember that.
2 men in the truck, and they come move them, and then I go get on the tax payment plan, and then I sell the house for like 5 to 10 grand. Boy, I made some money that year.
Yeah, I mean, some people still doing it. It's not as popular because, I mean, the
Everybody
inventory.
up.
Yeah, in the inventory,
Yeah.
but it's still happening.
I
But
give
you
it about
you know
another
what?
year.
Oh, go ahead. What you say?
No, I was gonna say I give it about another year to. I don't think it's gonna get as bad as it was before, but I think these next upcoming tax auctions is gonna be very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless we hit and I guess Reggie can answer this. Unless we hit a mortgage foreclosure,
That ain't
uh,
happening.
it ain't happening.
The banks want what they learned from that last go round. They not gonna let that happen. That if that happens again, it's gonna be a whole generation of probably another 30 years from now when they don't know any better and they don't have they don't have anybody around to tell them to avoid it, right?
Right,
So
right.
like the banks are so proactive now. Like I got people that's been in their house a year and a half, they ain't paid a mortgage, right? And the bank's like, oh, we gonna do a loan mod. Then if you can't do a loan mod, go find a realtor. We gonna do a short sale. And the people hemming and hawing, and they still working with the people. So they not trying to go. It costs them 7 to 10 grand to just do a foreclosure.
Right,
That's not including the cost to maintain the property while it's vacant, and
Mhm.
all the other expenses, and then the price they gonna get for it. They
right,
trying
right.
to push people. They always gonna try to push people to do a short sale first.
Okay, okay.
Which is
Well,
good
yeah.
because when the mortgage crisis happened, I was a part of that wave. They went through foreclosure. I was in my house probably almost three years, and I ain't paid nothing. But we ended up doing a short sale in 2014. But I remember I paid my last payment like December 2011.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, that's crazy because I had moved in with Reg and he owned his house. And same thing, we stopped paying and we stopped paying so hard that we didn't even do a short sale. They ended up taking it for taxes, which is crazy.
yeah. The
And
banks, the
then
banks at some point in time, they was like, we not pouring more money into it, so they wouldn't even pay the taxes on the property.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean, because they could just do a write off. They could write it off as a loss and come out better than trying to pay taxes and do all this other stuff. It didn't make sense for them because as Asia said, you pay the taxes now. You didn't got it back, and now you got to maintain it. You the owner.
Yep.
Yeah,
And you ain't got no mortgage on it.
Yeah,
yeah,
right. Because you're not getting paid. You
Yep.
know.
Cause that's what we did with
So
my mom's house. I was like, Mom, stop paying your payment. Older people, they're like, what are you talking about? Don't pay my. I'm like, Mom, look, you paid 70 grand for this house. It's worth 12. We settled with the bank for 18 grand. I borrowed the money from a client and we paid her back on the land contract. And then
I
yeah,
we
remember
just
that. Didn't I do that one for you?
now you did that one for
I
me. And
did
mom
do
was
that one
like, yeah.
for
I
you.
was like, Mom, just chill. Your payment gonna be lower, but we gonna own this house out right now in 3 years instead of another 76 years.
Right, right,
You
right,
know what I'm
right.
saying? And be good. Now my mama her house worth like 380, bro.
That's crazy.
And
That's
this
crazy.
wasn't that long ago. We talking less than 10 years, maybe?
Yeah, yeah, it was. Yeah, about 5 years. I think it was around the time we just had met.
Yup.
here's the
What's
thing, though.
going
I
on
want
with the rates right now?
the rates are the rates, because when I started, rates was everybody was between 8-9%. So 5% is not high. People just
That's what
tripping
I thought.
because
People
they missed out
tripping.
on. Yeah, they missed out on 2%. So if you bought your house in 2007 and you was getting an 8% or 7% rate, but now you got your house and you got 100,000 in equity and you want to refinance, you like, yeah, 5% is nothing. I'm about to
Right,
pull this 100,000 out,
right,
right?
Give
You
me some
just missed the 2% opportunity. But what people got to realize is, um, every day I heard a guy tell his wife this one time. He told his wife every June your competition graduates, right?
work.
And every month there's new home buyers coming into the market that have no clue what the rates were 2 months ago because they wasn't even entertaining buying a house. So 5% is just the price to them. We look at it because we knew what the rates were and we're always comparing it to that, right? So that's just like with people in housing prices. Like you go in Oak Park for 250. Oh no, that's too much. I brought my house in Oak Park for 80. Well, that's you
Yeah,
know
a long time ago.
How long ago was that?
exactly.
Yeah.
Oak
So
Park going for 250 right
man, yeah.
now? I didn't realize what you said.
I
Like,
got
hold
listed pending for 248.
In Oak Park?
South of 9 Mile, 3 bedroom brick ranch, 1,100 square feet.
Uh, mm.
on.
Damn.
Good. That's
Oak
crazy.
Park,
I know
Oak
people who bought in Oak Park when the market was bad, like 40 grand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna buy a house for my sister in law to rent in Oak Park for 7,000. When one of my old sister in laws for 7,000, and I was gonna rent it to her, but she wanted a bigger house. I forgot what she didn't rent it, but man, that house now is worth like 145 because it was a little small ranch with no basement.
That's
Oak
even
Park is my biggest regret in real estate.
My
Wow.
biggest regret is when I first started that I didn't keep some of them $500 house, but I couldn't afford to keep them because I'm broke. So I'm building up my bank. That's my only regret. Like if I could have just kept about 5 of them boys, and I had some nice ones, like all of them was on the west side on that Redford Detroit border. Over, I forgot the street. Some was over there in Bagley, like
Yep.
all under 10 grand. Nice, and this was when people just moved out, so our cousins had one in there and did nothing to them.
That's the other reason banks like short sales, because they get to put a better product on the market while the seller's still there, versus once it becomes vacant. Now the bank don't know what they're gonna get for the property because they don't know what's gonna be in the property.
Right,
Yeah,
right, right,
'cause it was
right.
bad. Remember, people was leaving their water running in the wintertime. House would flow be froze.
People
They
People
said
say
was
they had to
taking all
even
their
tear my house
cabinets
up.
out.
Yep, took the cabinets, put them in their new house across the street.
that's
I mean,
crazy. I mean, who has time to do all that? I mean, like for
them,
They
because
real.
they unemployed. They about to get put out, so you ain't gonna get nothing but these walls, if that. Because they took the pipes out. Because remember, all them old Detroit houses had copper pipes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
they took them pipes, put them in their new house. They took the tank. They took the furnace. They took the hot water tank of that. They definitely took them appliances. If it was, they ain't leave nothing. Like they paid me 3 grand not to mess my condo up. But I
yeah.
was petty, so I took all my ceiling fans.
What you do with the ceiling fans?
They
I don't know that.
they still in my mama's basement. I'm gonna put them in somebody's house.
That's funny. So you know what I tell people though, because people be asking about like the rates and the market and prices. It's always a way to make money in real estate. I don't care what the market's doing. Like
Facts.
it's always just good for somebody. It's like either you investing when it's low, or you investing when it's a little bit higher. You pay a little bit more. You charge a little bit more. Rents
But
go up. You charge more for rent because you had to
yeah,
pay more for the property. Things drop. You hold on to your stuff. You don't sell it. You keep it and let the market come back. Every 7 to 10 years, we're gonna see some type of cycle.
some, yeah.
Yep.
Because
Yep.
right now it's good for the guys that's got the money that can do these hard money loans. I'm telling you, man, we are seeing
Oh
so
yeah.
many of those. They killing it right now. You know,
Yep.
and these are cats that was sitting on their money during COVID. They was like, "No, we ain't loaning, we ain't doing that. We just gonna wait." Now every time I look up, you know, where was your traditional mortgage or whatever, now it's like Johnny's LLC 100,000 wired.
Yeah.
Mike's LLC 100,000 wired. I'm like, damn, what is
What's the
really
what the
going
race
on?
they doing it at though?
I don't see that part. You know, we just see the
Oh,
mortgage. We don't see because remember it's a hard money loan, so we don't see like the note, and all that
oh
stuff.
yeah.
They negotiate that with my man's on the back end. We're just recording a mortgage for them. But I mean, they coming in left and right. I think this week alone we probably did 8, 9 hard money loans
Yeah.
Oh,
outside of what is it? You know, outside of what is it? Kiabi, they changed their name to
Yeah.
now.
From
Lending.
lending home to Kiabi.
Yeah, yeah,
mhm.
Yep.
which they killing it right now too. I
They're
mean,
my people.
man, they killing it. I mean, like I'm seeing brokers sending deals through, and within like 7 to 10 days, we closing. And I
That's
said
Yeah.
the time
good.
that crap was taking a minute. So,
That's good.
My
oh
last
yeah,
few
yeah,
trips I did with you, Emma, those were over at Detroit. Those were lending home. And
yeah. No,
they were
they
just smooth. The
yep,
money come right. My contractors, I could pay them right. Everything was just smooth.
that's
You
what's
know?
up. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. They shit. We closed 3 today. Like
You
I'm
know?
like, damn, okay.
That's
So
dope.
That's
Uh,
another thing too. I tell people don't be scared to lend people money. Just get an attorney. Like I loaned somebody 10,000. They paid me interest only for 4 months. I loaned somebody $5,500. They was paying me 183. Originally they was gonna do it for 4 months. They ended up paying me for 8 months. And I was like 5,500. I would have just had that in a savings account somewhere.
with no interest being
Nothing.
accrued. Yep,
Yeah, and
yep.
I'm making 183 a month. I was like, keep that money as long as you want, you know. And
Yeah,
so like,
yeah.
if you're not ready to partner with somebody, you don't want to go through the whole process of rehabbing. Just get an attorney. Say, how do I loan money and how do I structure the mortgage? They can draft all of that up for you and find somebody that's experienced and flipping and just loan them some money. It don't have to be a whole lot. Some people just need gap funding sometimes.
Yeah.
But get an attorney plus a CPA. Don't forget that one.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
All right. Someone wants to know, are laws geared towards tenants in Detroit?
Um,
Tenant law.
Go ahead, Emma.
I think
No,
so.
you don't take.
I think
Take
it's
the
until
wheel.
from what I've been told or what I've seen is like the landlord is a slumlord until proven otherwise.
Yeah, I think the laws favor the tenants more, but if you handle your business right, it can even the playing field. A lot of people don't have their paperwork. You show up in court, your house not rental certified, you
Yep.
done, right?
Yeah.
You show up in court, and you didn't have your inventory checklist completed at the time you leased the property out, and they moving out, y'all fighting over a security deposit, and you say they damaged something. It's a lot of stuff that people miss out on the paperwork. But yeah, it is a little bit more in favor of the tenants, but it's not as bad as people make it seem. Most people that complain, they just didn't have their stuff together.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and that's the crazy thing with anything. People do not like to take the time to do the damn paperwork.
Mm-hmm.
They
Yeah.
always want to take the shortcut when it comes to real estate. That's with renting, with land contracts, with doing quick claim deed deals. That
Uh-oh, I'm in the Matrix. All right, we're gonna mute her. But I kind of think I know where she was going. But basically, y'all don't want to do no paperwork. There she go. I think she back.
sorry, I this that's the only downfall with being in this damn house is the internet sucks.
I was
I
like,
love
I'm in the Matrix.
huh?
You remember? I think she. Oh, there she go.
You say what?
Oh, you back. We thought you were
Oh, I
still in the
said
Matrix.
the internet is horrible.
Y'all can't get Comcast?
Reg,
That's the best. That's the
Reg,
best internet. She in the Matrix again. They must got dial up.
You got the AOL CD. You remember you used to come with that CD you had to plug in?
Yeah, and then they start giving them out for free.
Yeah.
Reg, what up?
Red.
sorry, y'all. I
Hey,
had to
so
call the
that's
tech guy.
red.
Sorry.
People be like, it would be saying Reg a lot, and I'll be like, no, it's another Reg. That's Reg. That's the Reg she moved in with.
Get in the
When she
mirror,
say me
Reg.
and
Get in
Reg,
the chair.
that's Reg.
That's Reg.
Yeah, that's just Reg, and then you Reggie P. That's how I keep y'all separate.
Right. Reggie Reg and Reggie P. I'm gonna log off
Yeah.
and log back on, you guys, because Reg said I'm on the wrong internet or some crap. So I'll be back in a minute.
All right.
All right.
That's funny. But I guess that answered that question. Oh, we got some YouTube questions. I want to start rehabbing houses. How do I get started? Thank you. What do you
Wait,
want to do?
rehabbing as a contractor or as
Right.
an investor?
Yeah, which way we talking? Hopefully they come back on and say.
Really the great. I guess you can answer it from the construction side, and then I'll answer it from the investor side.
All right. I definitely suggest you get a license. Make sure your team is licensed. All your trades have to be licensed in Michigan, I'm sure, everywhere else. So they can pull all their, required permits. So that's electrician, heating and cooling, your plumber, and then you pulling all your builder's license and stuff. How I got started was I actually met one of my top subs going to do an estimate for another house, and he was doing the work under whoever he was working with, and they weren't paying the right. And he just came out, was like, "Hey, what's your name?" I was like, "Asia," because he was Polish. He Polish, so like his accent is really thick. And I was like, "It's Asia. Who the hell is you?" He's like, "Well, my name's so and so." I'm like, "What's up? Can you give me my personal space back, bro?" Like what is going on? He's like, "No, I'm sorry. Well, what do you do?" So I told him. He's like, "Well, I'm gonna come work for you." And I was like, "All right." And that's all she wrote. Because he's like, "I got a good vibe from you. You was nice. You spoke to us when we walked in. And a lot of people do be assholes to contractors, and that's why y'all get the outcome y'all get. I'm gonna be honest. So that's how that started. Then I start meeting other good subs and partnering with them on stuff and subbing the work. Because what I learned was 98% of men in construction don't want to do nothing but work. They don't want to talk to nobody. They don't want to go see nothing unless they just going to see so they could bid and get you the price. But if it's like dealing with a client directly, they ain't trying to do all that. They don't want to talk to you. They don't want to email you. They don't want to do nothing but work and get paid. That's it. So that's where I came in and solved the problem for them because I'm a good problem solver. Contractors don't want to work. They ain't about to read all these pages, these RFPs and requests for proposals, and go get all these other certifications that you need to bid on the real money out here. And they probably ain't got credit because most men, especially of that era, they paid everything cash. And so with a lot of the bank jobs, they would run my credit for the company so we could go do it like on 2 or 3K loads and stuff. So I just basically became a problem solver, and that's kind of how R got started. And then I got tired of how these male contractors were doing my mama. Like, why that shouldn't cost that much. This is all you're doing, sir. But at the same time, now that I'm in construction and been in it for a minute, I have a more respect and understanding because just because it only takes you 10 minutes to do something, I'm paying that person for the knowledge to only take 10 minutes to do that instead of taking 10 days. So like it's like a whole nother level of respect. So I think it has to be respect on both sides of the rehab fence. Like I have to respect them as men and as contractors that they're gonna do what they supposed to do, and then they gotta respect and trust me that I'm gonna pay them. So it's kind of like a thing. Also on the construction side, you definitely need to have some integrity. You need to have some morals and some values about yourself because it's a lot of shady. It's really more bad contractors than there is good. Period. It really is, and that's with me dealing on the sub side and as a GC is more bad than good. But I will say, just to get started overall, you can go take a lot of the free classes at Habitat for Humanity. Just go up there and volunteer because there's always somebody licensed there to helping out with the build of the house. Lowe's and Home Depot before COVID used to have a lot of free classes. I don't know if they still do, but you can kind of learn that. I went to carpentry school just so I could learn the construction trade. So if God forbid that I gotta step in to help, I don't really want to, but if I had to, some stuff I could actually help them do. And then couldn't nobody play me because I know what's going on. And then if something getting bad before it get too bad, you can kind of stop it before you get all the way broke. But on the investor side, I'm gonna let Resmo answer that because I'm an investor too. But being that I'm a contractor first, I don't really care on some stuff what it's gonna cost me because I want it to be done right. So now I'm good. Now you go, Reds, on the investor side.
All right. So on the construction side too, real quick, I tell people like make sure you know how to run a business. Like some of my favorite contractors, they don't do the work. They just know how to run a business, managing the crew, bidding, doing the paperwork, and keeping timelines. So that's important. But from the investor side, I think it would be more or less to how you want to enter the game. Do you want to just find a mentor, somebody you can tag along with and kind of show you the ropes, or do you just want to pay for like they have all type of investor classes and meetups and things like that. You can network and get a lot of knowledge. You can read a lot, but basically you just have to find the people that's willing to give you some advice and some time, but do some homework yourself. Like I had one client, he used to just keep meeting private inspectors. Like, hey, can I come with you on a private inspection? So he can see what to look for. Then he would meet contractors. Like, well, what would this cost? He paid a contractor to come out and do a bid on a house that was just on the market. He wasn't even trying to buy it. He just wanted to know what it would cost, right? So there's a lot of things you can do to kind of bypass it, but the best thing I would say is find a mentor, somebody that's gonna work with you and kind of show you the ropes. That would be the easiest way to do it. And
Yeah,
then
definitely find one that's in the field too, because you got some that ain't been out there in 20 years, and not that they don't
yeah,
know what they're talking about, but the time done changed.
yeah, yeah. Then just attend some meetups, some real estate meetups. You need to know a good realtor that can find you deals or a wholesaler. You need a good realtor that's going to tell you the true ARV of these properties. Because some of the
Mm-hmm.
stuff I see, I'm on a lot of people buyer lists, and they be like ARV such and such, and I'll be like, no, the hell it ain't.
No,
Nah.
no, what be
Like,
messed up be the rehab and the house got fire damage. How is this 30
oh
grand?
man, Yeah. And it looked good on paper until you get there and you try to do that job. So you can lose a lot of money that way. So you need a good realtor, wholesaler, contractor, uh, property inspector, property manager if you're gonna be renting properties, title company, attorney, and a CPA. If you get them on board, sit down and go to lunch with each one of them, you'll learn a lot. But yeah, that's where I would start before you
Yeah.
even touch or spend any money on a house.
Yeah, I'm
And
gonna
then
also
get your
add
finances together.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Make sure your credit straight because your personal credit kind of got to be on point to even get the business credit.
Yeah,
So I don't know how they really go for real, but I know in my case, I had to have a certain credit score before I could start getting on them Amex business cards.
yeah. And if you're doing hard money lending, like so, we mentioned a lender earlier, they want you to have like a minimum credit score. I think they'll go down to 640, I believe, but you're gonna pay a higher rate, and you're gonna have to have like 20% down. They'll go as low as like 10% down or 5% in some cases. But private money lenders, they don't really look at credit. They look at the deal, but they're not going to loan you as much loan value on it because they're taking a big risk. But they're loaning on the deal, not really your credit so much. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's a lot of information out there. Just link up. Come in August to the real estate weekend. That's
Yeah,
the start right there.
for sure. Or just attend, like you said, those meetups and stuff. I used to go to a lot of those free meetups. I started going to one big one. I ain't gonna say no names, but I stopped going to them. I never forget. I walked in there. There's only three of us, right?
Yep.
And then three of us, a young one of those walked in, and all them older ones, they flocked to him and just started
Yep.
teaching us stuff and telling us stuff. I'm like, oh, F us. But then I was like, you know what? I ain't even mad because that's what we supposed to do.
Yep.
And then that's how we started doing real estate Thursdays. I was like, all right, forget that. We gonna start doing that and stuff like this. So our people and the younger generation coming up can do it so it can keep going and get passed on. But definitely attend that stuff. Definitely attend stuff with people who look like you because it's gonna be a different atmosphere. But I mean, ain't no wrong with attending the other ones too, because you might have to go to those to learn something to come back to teach us. So I think, oh,
Yep.
that's fine. Just go learn. It's a lot of free information out here, but free will only get you so far. YouTube University is a great tool, but some people need a little more than that. They might need their handheld. But I just tell people just start and figure it out as you go, because that's exactly what the hell I did. I just knew what I was gonna do, and I was like, I got an engineering degree, so if this gonna work, I can always go get a job. That
And
was
then
always my philosophy.
And then too, like sometimes it's a lot you can learn online, mainly like YouTube and through podcasts and stuff. But
Mhm.
sometimes we just gotta stay off of Instagram because some people recycling information and they never done it. Don't be if some a lot of people that's doing it, they do not look like they have the money that they got. You wouldn't even know. But when
True.
you hear them speak and they start talking, you know they're making money and they're about what they say they are. So you have to get in person, meet people face to face. And when you hear that person talk, just sit and listen, ask a few questions, but just let them tell you what they know. But Instagram sometimes can be oversaturated with people that's not really about it. They just trying to build up followers, to be honest.
There's a lot
And
of
what
cats out here, a lot of people lying.
I
Oh
also
yeah,
found with that, you can't always compare what they're doing in one state to what we're doing here in Michigan. And that's where you get caught up a lot talking about the ARV, but you're looking at the ARV in Baltimore, watching, you're not looking at what we got going here in Michigan. So that's something that you have to think about too when you're following those type of channels or videos or whatever.
Yeah, because the
right.
ARV here just started really giving a damn about 3 years ago. We ain't care about
Yeah,
no
yeah.
ARV.
We never used to use those our ARV. I mean, now all of a sudden it's like, well, what's ARV? When the hell you start learning ARV?
Right. When people ask me, I was like, look, this is what the house costs, this is what's gonna cost the rehab, and this is what the one sold. Now ain't no ARV here because it don't matter right now. Like it just
Yeah,
really it just started mattering here, like to where we started getting the comps and the sales to where the ARV started mattering.
Yeah,
yeah.
because
No, you're right about that.
Yeah, to flip the ARV is important because you have to know what your end profit is going to be. On the buy and hold, not so much. It matters more when you're getting when you're getting a loan up front, or you're trying to do a burst strategy, because they're basing what they loan you based on the ARV. But overall, if you're going to buy it and hold it long term, you're in it for cash flow. So if you only got 10,000 in equity, but if it's cash flowing positive, 600 or 700 a month, then the 10,000, the equity doesn't matter until you get ready to sell the property. So if your approach is cash flow, then that's what you need to be focused on.
Somebody said, what are your thoughts on 48238 near West Rules and Oakland community? Definitely great, beautiful brick houses. I think you could flip over there.
You can flip on Detroit. You can almost flip anywhere in Detroit now. It's just the money is made when you buy the property, not when you sell it. So however you buy it, the numbers just got to make sense going into it. And you need real contractor bids. Like people go into these properties and be like, "Oh, I can rehab this for about 20,000." Somebody, nah, 40,000 is the rehab, 50,000 is the rehab. And if you don't get those numbers right, it's gonna blow your budget. Then you're gonna be coming to me trying to sell it for 150 in a neighborhood that's only supporting 110, and it's just not gonna work. And the market never pays for your mistakes. It just punishes you for the mistakes that you made. So get real contractor bids.
Cause like on Big Orange House, I'm all in 150 right now, and my budget was like 100, 125. And the only reason I'm still straight because I only paid 7,100 for the house.
Right.
Now when it sell, water department gonna get about 3 because I've only given them $100 because it's inhumane to turn my water off. So
if you don't go ahead and order that final read before you come bringing that deal over, I'm not closing it without a read. I'm not playing with you. You're gonna be fussing about the damn escrow. I'm not playing with you. Get your read done. Tell her, Reggie, I'm not doing it.
I'm already prepared. I was like, they're gonna hold about 10 stacks for water. That's fine.
Just order the read.
You about to give Marcus and Emma a headache, boy. People
just order the damn read.
And I'll be like, we need the water bill account number so the title company can get the water bill, right? And they'll be like, oh, I never switched it over, or it's still addressed to the previous owner or the address or something. I'll be like, geez, oh, Pete.
Oh no, I ain't that bad. It's in the company name. I done did all that.
Okay. All right. Well, half the battle is done then.
They still only got 250s. That was it. That's all I got. It was either pay that $3,000 bill or pay for the garage door. So what
sorry. Long as you know we collecting it at close.
Yeah, that makes sense because the garage door is gonna
add value.
Yeah.
And the water bill that paid at closing. You just gonna probably have a higher escrow.
That's why I said Emma already gonna hold 10 grand, but I paid a $100 payment.
I ain't gonna hold 10, but I'm gonna hold some because I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna have my face all twisted up because you didn't order that final. But I have a question from a standpoint of a person that don't do the construction end. What type of extra add-ons bring more value to a home if you're, if you flipping it and when you buy it, it doesn't have a garage door on the opener, or certain things. What little things can you do to bring more value?
Building the garage for sure. Cause like on Balfour, the garage had fell in, so I rebuilt it. So I got to put the door on there, and I'm gonna add the automatic opener because they come with the door. But I just can't afford to do the power to the garage right now because it's like I got this $3 grand left, so I got to put it where it's gonna matter. Okay, you can get your own power to the garage. At least the garage is up and the door is on. The automatic thing is there because most Detroit houses you ain't getting no garage now. They not rebuilding.
And it's a two-car garage or a one, or does it matter?
It's like 2.5.
Yeah, if you're gonna build a garage, you might as well do a 2-car if you got the space for it. That's the other thing. Because depending on the size of the lot you're on and how close it is to the property, you probably can't build a 2-car garage. But the garage matters from a real estate standpoint. Selling it, you got to keep in mind a lot of areas their garage entrance was through the alley, and the city we cut out all of our alleys. So
Yeah.
if
Right.
you don't have a driveway, it's useless to even try to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so like over here, I rebuilt the garage, I rebuilt the back porch, I re-bricked the front porch. I didn't do the top because I got to put the money where it matters. I put 48 recessed lights in that boy. That boy look like a car lot. Okay, when you hit the switch when you walk in, I granted I'm for real. That mud it's bright as hell. And then I did all 5,000 K lights. So that boy like, hey, welcome to
But it's big, so that's a good thing. It's huge,
Yep,
right?
I added a bathroom upstairs, so now it's 4 bedrooms, 2 full baths. I brought the laundry upstairs because ain't nobody doing that here. So now you ain't
Yeah.
even got to go in the basement. I turned the what's that room, the breakfast nook into upstairs laundry. Uh, we did granite countertops. I granite the fireplace. Like I don't do tile no more. I just do granite because that granite slab only $600 compared to if I tiled, it's gonna be double or more. What else I did over there? I did the nice black matte faucet that looked like the commercial grade kitchen one. I put a pot filler in there. Ain't nobody doing that in Detroit.
Hmm.
So it was like all
So,
that little stuff I added.
yeah, so adding square footage to garage, adding square footage, like if you put an addition on or something like that, you adding square footage to a house. Some stuff that the thing I deal with sellers a lot is they're like, oh, I updated the kitchen. Well, just because you spent 30 or 40 thousand for it, the area is only going to max out at a certain price point. Nobody's going to pay you an extra 30 because you just spent this 30 on it, right? So
Hmm.
the the updated kitchen will add value, but it doesn't always guarantee you your full investment back, if that makes sense. So like
Mm-hmm.
if the area is 200 to 210, okay, you're probably going to get 210 to 215 because your kitchen was just updated within the past year. But if it was updated 8 years ago, that's what your house is supposed to look like compared to all the other houses. It's because you spent 30,000 back then doesn't mean your house is worth 30,000 more than all the comparable homes in the area. So the
Right.
age of the improvements, and what the comps say in the area still mattered. So just because you added an in-ground pool in Brightmoor doesn't make your home worth $20,000 more than all the other homes. Some people don't even like pools. They don't want the liability, right?
Right.
So
Right.
you
Right.
have to be very careful on what you determine is a value add versus what the market determines it is. But garages are always good. Updated kitchens and baths. Um, that
Windows.
first that first floor laundry, that's huge.
Yeah.
What
Especially
about
in
what about an
large
extra
condos.
bathroom though, like a 2.5 bath
All
instead of
the time. Yeah,
yeah,
extra bathrooms.
Cause you gotta remember most Detroit houses got one bathroom. So
yeah, yeah,
if you was
Yeah,
rich. So now we got two full ones, you ain't gotta come downstairs. You don't even have
yeah,
to go in
yeah.
the basement on this house except for storage and or one of your cousins on hard time gotta live down there. That's it.
And why my cousin got to be on hard time?
Or your brother. I don't know. Sister.
Yeah,
Y'all
because
don't
you
yeah.
have
I
got
was
to
just
turn to somebody room.
to,
But
just
Reg, I
wonder.
though, so are people still paying over asking now?
yeah, it depends on the house. So like people was tripping out over interest rates and like, oh, the market gonna crash. I was like, nah. For one, the interest rate increase had a larger impact on people that was refinances versus home buyers. So like
Mm-hmm.
in some areas like Oak Park or Redford, Southfield, you probably had 18 buyers for every one house. Rates went up,
Wow.
you probably dropped down to 13 buyers. The buyers that was paying 20,000 over, now rates went up, they probably gonna pay 5 or 10,000 over. You only need one buyer. How many buyers can close at once? Only one, right?
True.
Um, so the people that qualified for 280, now they probably qualify for 265. They still in the market. So people are buying and paying over. It depends on how much competition is on that particular property. But people misunderstand from the buyer side. They're like, why would somebody pay that much for this house? we're in a market where people are buying based on what they actually need. So if Emma was buying in Roseville and she's buying because her kids want to go to school there and beat up on the track team and all that good stuff, and I'm buying just because I want to be in Roseville because I like the area, she might be willing to pay a little bit more because it means more to her, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's why you see buyers paying like, oh, if I'm over here, we don't have to go to private school. That's gonna save me 20 grand a year. I might as well put 10 grand extra into this house, right?
Mm-hmm.
I paid 40,000 for my house in Oak Park in 2008. Now it's worth 250. I got an extra almost 200,000. Yeah, I give these people an extra 30,000 for this house I really wanted in Farmington, and that's what's
Yeah.
happening. Yep,
Yeah.
that's the reality people not talking about. They're just saying, "Oh, somebody paid 20,000 over," but why did they pay 20,000
Right.
over?
You
Yeah,
know,
you're absolutely right about that, because that's how we looked at it when we finally decided it's time. All those factors came into play: the school, the change, the square footage. Is this really where I want to be? My drive to and from work. I mean, it was a lot that came into saying, okay, yeah, we offer 10 or whatever over, and those were some points that we looked at.
Yep.
but you know what I noticed too though that people paying over asking too because Detroit is still an old city and a lot of these houses rehabs are piss poor. And then if the rehab is done right, they gonna pay over asking. Just because
Yeah,
a lot of people doing the bare minimum on the rehab or the rehab don't look great. They should have gutted the house, but they didn't. Like my house, I had to gut because it's been sitting there 10 plus years empty. It was full of crap. I couldn't keep them walls. Like I just
but
had to. But the house across the street, they keep dropping the price because when we went and seen it, the rehab is horrible. It was a two family they converted, but it was a horrible. They got like 6 different floors throughout the house. They got hardwood carpet, vinyl, linoleum. It's like, what are y'all doing? The bathroom don't make sense. The kitchen don't make sense. I'm like, what are y'all
Has
doing?
it has it sold yet, or is
I
still?
think it finally sold, but they had to drop the price like 60 or something grand because they just kept dropping it. And the thing is, I knew it would sell eventually because even though that rehab was piss poor, it was still newer than the checkerboard tile.
Mm, mm, mm.
so I tell people like when I see some properties, so I got people I'm selling their house for because, you know, they pick me. I like them. The house is a good house, and I know I can sell it. Then I got people I'm selling houses for. They need help, right? I don't care what the house is. I'm gonna help them sell it, and they understand what the value of the house is, and we agree mutually. But I turned down a whole lot of listings, like
Really?
where people are unrealistic about price. The work they did. I meet investors, and they like, yeah, I redid this house. It's in great shape. I get over there and I'll be like, man, everything's crooked. The tile's starting to crack already. And I'm like, and then their expectations are so high. I'm like, I can't even really justify putting this on the market because it's just going to create a headache for me. And I'm going to have to battle all the way through all the inspections, the appraisal, and then they're already cheap. They're not going to want to redo the work. And then if I refer them to contractors, good contractors, they definitely are going to want to redo it. So, yeah, it gets hard out here on the market because people just don't understand the process when they start out.
Mm. All right. Somebody said I just purchased 3 lots from the land bank. There are no sidewalks on 2 of them. How do I approach the city to replace, repair? Will it be on my expense? That's gonna be on you.
Yeah.
That's on
And
you.
are you the bigger
Aren't
question?
sidewalks? I thought sidewalks was city. Falls
It may
under the
not.
city though.
It depends on the block and then what's going on there because you are responsible from the what's the little walkway up to your house and then the city is sidewalk to the street like with the approach and
Right.
stuff. But they ain't about to just come fix that because it's too much other stuff. They got to fix these roads.
Well, this person said is no sidewalks, so that means they want the city to add sidewalks there. It's there's
You
no
might.
sidewalks on 2 of them, so they probably not going to install new sidewalks. Especially is I don't know if this is residential or commercial, But they're probably going to expect you to do it when you develop the land, if you plan on
Yeah.
developing the land.
Yeah, that's gonna have to be on you. And when you if you do develop or build on the land, that's gonna have to all be a part of your proposal you submit to the city with your blueprints and stuff like that. Because if you don't, they're gonna tell you, hey, you gotta add sidewalks, the approach gotta be like this and blah blah blah.
And before we leave off that, people will be like, "Oh, Detroit, they don't want to put no sidewalks down." I know a lot of cities, Southfield, Livonia, Redford, a lot of cities. There are streets you go on, and the people don't have sidewalks in front of their houses.
Like the
Like if
village
you,
kind of like that.
yeah, yep.
I hate it.
It's real country in Lake the Village. You turn off
I
south.
hate it. Yep.
All right, homeowners insurance in Detroit is so hard finding a company. I don't.
No, no, it's not.
No, it's not. Not homeowners. Maybe on the land. Now, if you're talking about a vacant property as a land, now that's different.
As an investor or something, it's a little expensive, but not regular homeowner insurance. No.
Oh, because you can go.
What are you talking about? Are you talking about for an investment or primary?
Well, I'm assuming they talking about homeowners because home means that's my home. Anything else, I'm getting rental insurance.
People just that can be used loosely.
Yeah, is she saying, is the person saying affordable homeowners insurance or just homeowners insurance? Because the cost of it may depend on the area, as well as the condition sometimes. Because
and your credit.
Yeah, if you got a property that's in a certain condition, you're limited to what companies will insure that property. So a lot of people.
What kind of coverage you want too, though?
Yeah, yep.
Because I got a client house I'm working on in Rosedale Park. Bro, they gave this man almost 180 grand for contents for his fire. The contents, that's just his furniture and clothes and grandma picture. Okay. Then they giving him almost $500,000 on the rehab. I was like, let me tell you something, sir. Whatever your dream house was, this is your time to do it. The house gutted to the studs, ain't nothing in here but the hardwood floors. Like, you better do it. So he done hired a designer. I was like, this is what you better do. If they gonna pay for it, you better pimp this mug.
This was a fire damage or a cost replacement?
This was a fire damage. So whatever insurance, I was like, I need your agent number pronto. So
yeah.
And I was like, I'm gonna call them because I got Allstate on my mom's house now. But I was like, I need that. And I don't know what what his deductible and all that was. It probably was at least 5 or 10 grand. Who cares? I got 180 grand. But my Jordans catching on fire. He was like, well, what would you do? The house is gutted. They paid for that. I would sell this shell because it's Rosedale Park. You still gonna get 80 to 100 grand for it. It's all brick with a 2-car garage with a deck on the back. It got 1 full bath, 2 half baths. The basement was finished, so they got to put him back whole. So he about to get a new finished basement and everything.
Wow.
I was like, man, I sell this house so damn quick, or I tear this boy down and rebuild. But that quality of brick though, because if that house was a frame house, it would have burned to the ground. From the outside, you can't even tell it was no fire.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that house. Wow. I mean, it's brick.
Hey, people used to always, when I first started and I was working with buyers more, they used to be like, I want a brick house. I don't want no frame house. And I was like, you don't like how brick houses look? Frame houses look, and they'll be like, no, in case it catch on fire, right? Yeah. And I was young, and I used to be like, well, how many fires you plan on having?
I used to think like that too, like a house is a house, but being in these fire damage houses, I done been in over the years, I understand it. But that's why I love Detroit. We one of the few cities we got the most brick houses across the nation. Yeah. Like the most. Like I buy brick over frame all day. Or a brick frame mixture maybe, because that's what they doing now, because brick costs so much money. And then you gotta find good brick masons that's gonna do the work. That's a hell of a trade right there.
Yeah.
Somebody said I'm proud y'all from Detroit. For sure.
What up, Doe?
Right, what up, Doe? Brightmoor. Yeah, Brightmoor. That's the wave coming from the west. Yep, because Brightmoor right there before you get to what? What's
you
that?
Telegraph? On the other side. Yep, you got Redford on one side, and you got Redford, and then you kind of cutting a little bit into Dearborn too.
Is that like Telegraph 5 Mile, something like that? Or no? Am I too far down?
Yeah, that's 5 Mile is what Finkel on the
yeah. Yeah.
But But I told people Brightmore was coming back 10 years ago when Pootie Holmes and Toll Brothers went over there and demoed on them houses out the kindness of their heart. Man, if you don't get the hell on, we ain't stupid. They hired people in the neighborhood to come help do the demo and was all on the news like, yeah, we just want to see Detroit be great and do this for the city. Who you think you fooling, bro? Them Brightmore about to be Brightmore off Telegraph community. Like, or something like that. Like, it's gonna be something crazy. I'm telling you, like, it's coming. It's too much land over there. All right, somebody said, oh, we already answered that one. House next to my mom. I want the new guy owned it for 8 years. Okay, that's not a question. Oh, they don't know what to do. They want the house. Well, you need to reach out to them and see if you can get the deed and make sure you do a title search to make sure they still own the house. If you can't find them, you can do a skip trace. A lot of people on Facebook, especially if they over the age of 50, they on Facebook, okay? And you can reach out to them for real and talk to them that way. I'm trying to see. That's not a question. AT&T. Oh, they said you had AT&T dial-up, Emma.
For me, I do, man. You know what? We had. Do we still have AT&T? Do we still have AT&T for our Wi-Fi?
Was that Uverse? Somebody?
No, I don't know. I think it's where we out here now. You know, I ain't never fall off like that. I'm like, oh Lord, let me get on my phone. I'm talking about me, audience. What y'all talking about? AT&T dollar? Quit playing with me.
So, well, me and Red said you had the AOL with the CD with the little yellow.
And you know what's crazy? Because Reg and I was just sitting up talking about who's that? Gene Kelly when we was on Urban Master. I guess I'm using his crap. Ain't this about something? Shit.
All right. Somebody said, would you recommend smaller trade companies decided to get the influx of work? Man, let me tell you something. If you are a licensed contractor out here, it's so much damn work, you're gonna be turning down work.
Yeah.
License.
I'm telling kids, like if you don't have even if you go into college, you should go get a trade. Like whether you're doing plumbing, electrical, roofing, you can do those jobs and pay your way through college right now.
Yep, that's huge. And then, do the schools still offer the vocational? Remember when we was going to school, you had the option to go do that, the shop and other type of vocational programs to kind of get you ready. Do they still do that?
I think Crockett still do, but you know they just built that new skills trade center off what's that 96 and I don't remember the street, but that was beautiful. So they got that program, and because it's a big trade crisis right now. Because when I went to carpentry school, that was 2011. And I remember seeing an article in the Free Press that was like, you know, what are we going to do for these future trades? Because the rate that our elders are retiring, ain't nobody replacing them.
Mm-hmm. Licensed.
Right. People
That's what's key.
But I am seeing more women getting the trade, though. I'm starting to see more women plumbers and electricians. I'm like, I don't see the big deal. Y'all better get out here and get this bread.
That means the plumbing and electrical going to be neat.
Right, it's gonna be nice.
Contractor doing the plumbing, it'd be like everything be on point. I'll be like, man, the dudes do a good job, but it don't be as neat.
Right. But I tell women who getting in this trade, let me tell you something. Ain't no equality, bro. Ain't no equality. So if they bringing something in the house, you bringing something in the house.
Okay.
Like for real. Ain't none of that. Hold on. What other questions we got? I'm checking Instagram now. Somebody says it's gonna be called Brightmore Heights. Facts.
Right.
I
like that one. That's good.
I like that too. But like when I was talking to my client from Orange County, so Emma, I didn't tell you about this. So they watch our What Up Doe Friday show, right? She literally came to my office 2 weeks ago with a map of Detroit, highlighted every area we talked about, rented a car, her and her sisters, rode around, got lost in area. I was like, I love y'all. I was like, that's how you learn a city. And she like, I love y'all. What up, though? I was like, you said it wrong. I was like, it's what up, though. And she was like, what up? I was like, there you go. And now
no.
I was like, there you go. They coming to Detroit Real Estate Weekend too, and they bought VIP tickets. I'm gonna make sure y'all meet them, and they want us to come to Orange County and do a class. So I'll keep y'all posted on that.
Okay.
We are paying fresh plumbers with a car, so license $60K in Arizona. Man, it's some paid subs.
Wow.
They pay. I know some subs who do close to $1 million a year.
What
Oh,
type
I
of
know.
license? But you have to have not license, but insurance. Don't you have to carry your own type of insurance for stuff like that? Those type of trades?
Yeah, you gotta have general liability. What you might do the most $100,000 kind. Like I have $1 million coverage, but as a trade, you might not need that much unless you get into like commercial or apartments and stuff. They might ask you for a higher limit, but if you got $100,000 limit, shoot, that should cover more than enough on a trade.
Because you have your license, then you got your insurance, and then if I had that, I could come to you and work up under you because you're a GC, right?
Right. So if you're a carpenter and you got your journeyman or not, you just really good and no code, but you can't go get your builder's license because you got a felony or bad credit or whatever, then I partner with a lot of them, and then I just get the contract and sub it to them because my license cover them. So as a licensed builder, I tell people you can't just let everybody and anybody work under your license because that's your license on the line.
Right. But it would be good for me to still have my little bit of license because even though I'm working up under you.
Yeah, so either you could be a licensed builder and still work under me because you don't like still talking to people, but you want to go pull your own permits. That's cool. But you still need your own electrical, heating and cooling, and plumbing license though.
Got it.
All right. So Instagram. This conversation is informative and dialogue. Will this be saved on YouTube? Yes. Where can we save on the triplex rehab? You ain't saving. That's a full gut. If it's a Detroit house, you ain't saving. Cause them multifamilies, them is in vacant about 15 years.
Yeah, they got so many old bones in them, and then once you get into tearing stuff out, it's gonna be more. You're gonna be better off, especially if you buying it to hold it. You be better off just doing a full gut and starting over, and it lasts longer too.
Yep.
Because you gotta think when them homes were built, the codes was different, and you trying to put new stuff over the old stuff, it just become a mess.
You know what's hard in these old houses? A lot of my carpenters complain about, and they right, the stairs. You know, back then people were probably smaller, shorter, so like they be real steep, and so like I only got so much headroom that I got to work with when I'm rebuilding. It's been houses we done rebuilt our staircases 3-4 times just to try to meet the minimum clearance for headroom. But after the third time, I'd be like, the hell with this. I'm just gonna have to argue with that inspector when they come out here like, sir, what you want me to do? Tear the house down? That's the only way to really fix it.
So when you say headroom, you mean the leverage that I need when I'm going up the stairs from keeping the bump in my head, or?
Yeah, that's what. Look at you, Emma.
and the inspectors actually measure or look at that?
Yeah, they gonna check it. They gonna come in there with that measuring tape, like, oh, you rebuilt the stairs, boom. And then also what measures with your stairs, a lot of contractors slip on is your rise and your tread.
The rise,
yeah. So every step that I go up, I can't be off no more than 1/4 of an inch, and I can't be no more than I think 8 1/4. I try to keep it below 8, so I know where I'm at my code, and that's your exterior stairs, interior. So being that I used to work on the highway, I know that. So I be right out there with my stick when they be forming them like when they do the forms for the concrete. We check those forms at least 10 times before they pour.
Oh wow.
Because you got to, because every time I walk up the stairs, it can't get steeper and steeper or shorter and shorter. And
you feel it. Like it's natural. Like when you walk up steps, if a step is off, you can feel it as you're walking. Like your foot don't feel right. Like you either stepped up too high or you about to drop off. And that's a safety hazard, actually. Especially if you got somebody that has vision impairments where they can't see. They doing everything by the feel of things. So if it's not even, it throws them off.
You know what else they feel? Your handrail. Your handrail height can't be no more than, I think, 34 inches. Like from every like as it come down, it got to be within a certain inch. I think it's 33. I try to be at 30. So and then the handrail itself got to extend all the way to damn near the trim of the door. Because if you walking down the stairs, your hand could slip, and then by the time you step, you done fell.
You didn't fail if it's not all the way there for you to have that leverage. Okay.
Or if you feel like you about to fall, oh my God, hold on, Jesus, you ain't got nothing to hold on to.
You got it. Right.
Yep. Cause like on
Wow.
Big House, my carpenter, he had to rebuild them steps a couple times. They still a little steep, but just the best we could do. So, but a lot of
It
this
was the best you can do because of how the house sat, or
yeah,
how
because
old the house?
that house like 105 years old or something like that.
Mm.
Cause it got a brick basement. If a house got a brick basement, 100-year-old house all day.
Wow.
Yep. Hold on, let me see. Somebody said I read an article that said the land bank will have listed all properties come October 2023, and they will only have lots left. I believe that.
I don't think so though. I mean, it's possible.
I mean, they get a lot of their inventory from the county, so they have what's called first right of refusal every year when things are going up for foreclosure, and then even they purchase during the auction. So I don't know about that.
Well, whoever this person is, can you send me that article? Because I haven't seen that article, so I don't know if y'all seen it, but I would like to read it.
And
maybe
usually the land bank likes to clear. They like to do title search and clear some of the title before they list them, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, they definitely do that. They have two different approaches. They can either do their expedite quiet, or they do a pre-rec for 3 or 4 different title companies that does the whole FOIA thing. So before they do any of their sales, they're going to be insurable. So yeah, so that's I would like to read that article to see what else it says.
Yeah, somebody said, what do we think about gentrification?
It is what it is. I mean, we own the city. We gave the city away. Just like our mom and pop grocery stores that used to give us credit. Then we sold them all out. So we still own a large part of our cities. It's not just Detroit. Either we gonna keep it, or we gonna lose it, or we gonna sell it. Those are the only 3 options. A lot of our grandparents that had properties, we all got bougie and started moving to the suburbs. So we went away to college and got hooked on Freaknik and came down to Atlanta and didn't want to come back.
We didn't understand the value though.
Yeah. And grandma home is not what it used to be to this generation moving forward. But then when other people come in, we get upset because they didn't throw the values up. I got one friend, he's like my poster child for when we talk about home ownership. He was the first friend to ever buy a house from me. I was in real estate for like 6 years before any of my friends bought a house. He paid $32,000 for this house on Webb. We just sold it 2 weeks ago for $250,000. Now Webb, Webb between Woodward and Hamilton, that area was down for a long time. Like he had bought 6 other houses on the block. He sold some of them. He brought them for like $2,000 and $3,000. He sold some of them some years ago for $40,000 and $50,000, and we thought he was doing good then. But it was like that one house he kept and stayed in. I mean, he made good on it. But I say that to say he could have easily sold that house several years ago for $50,000, right? Mm-hmm. It was just a matter time to heal all those wounds. We just don't want to keep the houses. Grandma let it go, or she not sharing her business. We didn't know she was losing it, or don't nobody want to chip in and help grandma keep the house. So somebody gonna get it. It's either us or somebody else. So
I look at gentrification in 2 ways. Like that, because we definitely gave the city of Detroit was black as hell forever. And when houses was $500, we was buying bundles and going to Atlanta to party and hang out at Freaknik, like Red said. So from that aspect, I get it. Like y'all, we gave the city up. We really did. But then from the other side, gentrification is kind of like a plan that they've always had for the city because they want their city back. They've been wanting Detroit back. We got some of the best water in the world. Everybody come get their water from Detroit River. We got all these natural resources, all these great things downtown. Like I was hanging out downtown last weekend and I'm just like, bruh, this is crazy. Like I remember when downtown was a ghost town come 4:30.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So I just look at it from standpoints. Like I'm kind of for it because like where my mom at, like in our neighborhood, we in West Village, and it's like this is crazy. The only thing I don't like is we across the street from that school, so I get all them morning announcements, so it'd be waking me up. But other than that, it's pretty straight. But I mean, I'm with Reg on that one. Like, I don't know. Like one thing I can say about my family, they always taught us always keep one paid off house in the family. So if anything go wrong, somebody got somewhere to stay. So my family on both sides, my mom and my dad side, they was always big on that. So
And
I don't know why people don't do that no more.
one thing too I learned by like traveling, because my wife really got me traveling more international outside of just Cancun and Jamaica, is that um gentrification is that's a worldwide thing. Like when we went to Senegal, like it is so many people from France moving over there that it's ridiculous. Like you look at all the new construction, it's so much new construction and people building houses and buying acres of land and building over there, and majority of them are from France. You know, they'll come and stay there for 3 months, go back to France, come stay there for 6 months, and then eventually a lot of them will retire there. And we sitting back here and we like, I ain't going to Africa. It's dirty. No, it's not dirty. So we look at our neighborhoods the same way. We like, oh, I ain't going over here. I was like in my 20s till I realized Belle Isle water really wasn't dirty. Because that's all we heard when we was little. Now they charging me to go on Belle Isle. I'm like, God.
Right.
Well,
So
I don't know.
Right.
It might have been dirty when I was little because I straight up was breaking out. I was still swimming, but I was breaking out.
Oh Lord.
But you know, it's just one of them things. It's like on one hand, we want the city to improve, but we want to be part of the improvement, right? We want to be part of the growth. The only way to do that is to stay in the city and keep our properties. And yeah, it's deep, but it's like we had a chance to keep it to where we wanted it and to make it ours. But unfortunately, a lot of people walked away from properties that they shouldn't have.
Yeah, I talked about it on. I did a YouTube live last night, and I really kind of walked people through where Detroit is now to where we was 10, 15 years ago. Depending on what neighborhood you was in, it got it kind of bad. But have y'all noticed how? And I brought this up last night. How the crime across 8 Mile is getting how old Detroit used to be. And
Yeah.
Detroit, even though Detroit crime is still bad, it's not where it was, and it's actually kind of getting better. I like, has anybody noticed this? Like the stuff that's happening, like in Chesterfield. What, we out there? Like, but it's
I'm gonna
crazy.
tell you that a lot of people don't realize, like, a lot of people used to steal cars on the other side of 8 Mile that were from the other side of 8 Mile, and they would drop them off and leave them in Detroit.
Yep.
So the car so you'd be like, oh, it's a stolen car in the alley on Lennox, right? And you'd be like, oh, that car is from Clinton Township or something. So it's something you gotta just pay attention to and realize what's going on. But yeah, it's always been crime over there. If you notice how the news, when something happened in like Sterling Heights, they don't say, oh, such and such happened in Sterling Heights. They
Metro
say we're
Detroit.
in Metro Detroit. No,
Yep.
the fuck it ain't Metro Detroit. That's Sterling Heights.
God damn it, Sterling Heights.
Right. That's my
Yeah.
dog.
Because when
Yeah.
East Detroit was named East Detroit, and all of the community got together and said, we want to change the name because we don't want to be affiliated with the east side of Detroit.
Yep.
And they changed the city name to East Point. Well, damn it, when crime happened in East Point, say it happened in East Point.
Say East Point.
Metro,
Right.
Yeah, don't say Metro Detroit when it's bad.
Just like Grosse Point
Right.
want to build a brick wall to keep us out of Grosse Point over there on Kirchville and
Yeah.
that Arch Road.
Yeah. Yeah.
They built that wall,
Yeah.
then they tore down, rebuilt the new wall, and then the Black Detroit of our generation like, hold on, Grosse Point, what is you doing, baby? They tore that boy down real quick, and they just did a big dumbass roundabout now.
Yeah.
I love Black Detroit now. We don't be taking no shit. Like I was talking about remember that billboard they had downtown, and it had "Welcome to the New Detroit" on it, and it was like a black person serving a white couple eating dinner at like a high-end restaurant. And that old lady got on news like, "What is this? Y'all better change that, and we better not be the help." I was like, "What?" I love Black Detroit, dog. Especially them elders. They do not play. Like we was here. Now check this out. Now we talking about gentrification. Now y'all remember how they did 375 because they went through Black Bottom. That's how 75 got started and stuff. And now y'all see they trying to reverse it back to how it used to be and close off 375.
I swear this us.
So you can't drive in from Jefferson no more. Like this is already in the works. It's been in the works since like 2010, but now they about to, I think, approve it. So now that that's historical land, Paradise Valley, Black Bottom, what y'all gonna do to them descendants? Because they still living.
No.
Somebody deserves some bread.
Yeah. But so that's across the country too. A lot of freeways got built through our neighborhoods.
True.
Like it was just, the law is blue. I can't think of it right now, but if it's
they ended up doing those relocation payments and payouts and stuff because they got sued for that. So they had to do relocations and that went from parents to the heirs and all types of shit over the years. That was huge because we was a part of that. Awesome pizza.
Me too. What pizza y'all getting, buddies?
No, I'll probably just get some Domino's or something.
Ugh.
I know, I mean, can we answer Kevin Brook 83's question, please?
Oh, yeah, we can. But sidebar, y'all need to check out Detroit Pizza Bar on 6 Mile in Illinois. It's very dope. Emma, dial up. Going again.
All right. You're doing the Max Headroom over there.
Yeah. I know.
All right, somebody said, Asia, hello, love the advice y'all give. Question for estimate purposes, do you have a worst case pricing like per floor or style of house that can help me determine so an average rehab in Detroit right now, full gut, you're looking at least 150, and that might include your windows and the roof. If you want a garage, 2-car, add on about 25,000-30,000. If you want the whole concrete driveway done, you're looking at about another 15 to 20. Because our driveway is as long as hell, so it depends on how far back that boy go. Because I ain't redoing my driveway.
If you're doing like a ranch or a bungalow style and it's not a gut, maybe the kitchen is in decent shape. You just need like some handyman work on it. That's cool. The issue is that sometimes just managing all those handyman and you get in there and you look up and you done spent 20,000, then it's
might as well.
30, and you be like, damn, I thought all I had to do was paint. And then you realize, you need to change the cabinets out. Then the handyman be like, well, if you get the cabinets, I'll put them in. Then you realize they was done wrong. It become a headache. So yeah, you want to get your 2 to 3 contractor bids, and you just gonna have to pay some money. I know it hurt, but God.
Yeah, because you get some handyman or even contractors, they don't do the kitchen layout right. All the cabinets be off, wrong size, double sink where a single sheet should be, or vice versa. Just crazy.
Everybody be like, "Oh yeah, I could do that. Oh yeah, I could do that."
I tell people the truth. Nope, can't do it. All right, this for you, Reg. They live in Atlanta. I would like to invest in Detroit. Are you investor friendly?
What up, you in Atlanta? We can meet up at Views tonight, drink some meal. We can play golf.
Oh yeah, I forgot Views. That Views down there be banging.
Yeah. We was just there yesterday with a couple realtors.
Yeah, everybody from Detroit be supporting them though.
Yeah. Then we went to Furs and Feathers or something like that today. That was pretty nice. Yeah.
Oh, that's dope. Oh, they said thank you for your there's something about real estate videos, great content.
Oh yeah, and they asked, am I investor friendly? Yes, I am investor friendly. My recommendation, like Asia said, for the other investors, come to the city, check it out for yourself. But I'm gonna be honest. Like sometimes when I talk to investors, I feel like I'm an anti-salesperson because I'm telling them the truth. Yeah. And one thing investors would be like, I'll be like, well, what's your budget? And they say it depends. When they say it depends, that's like a red flag. Like, you know how much money you got. You know how much you want to invest. So we talking 100,000 all in, 50 maybe for rehab, 50 for buying the property. Or if I find you something for 90 that just needs cosmetics, that's still 100,000. and then know what you want to do. Do you want to buy and flip? Do you want to buy a hold? But yeah, I work with investors. I'm just upfront and honest. I'm not selling you nothing just to sell you something. I want you to make money so you keep coming back to me. So no, I'm not gonna be sending you properties every day just to send properties. I'm only gonna send you the deals that's gonna make you money based on your strategy. Because investors to call and be like, you got anything for me yet? Nope, I got properties, but they don't
But
fit what you're trying to do, right?
Yeah,
So if you tell me you don't want to spend 100,000, and if you do spend 100, you have to make a minimum 50,000 profit. If I find something that's got a $30,000 profit, I'm not sending it to you. I'm not wasting your time unless you tell me something different. So, yeah, I'm real specific on what I send you and what type of deals we put together based on what it is you want to do. But I'm not selling houses just to sell houses. I'm trying to get you paid so you keep coming
I
back.
agree with that. And on the rehab side, I'm not just rehabbing just because that's just something I just feel like doing, or not telling you that you need to do this just because I want to make money. No, you need to do this because if you don't, your drain is gonna collapse. You know what I'm saying? So, but like my estimates include majority of all change orders I know that's gonna happen. The only one that it more than likely won't include is if it's something major, like now I gotta dig up the backyard and replace the pipe. That's something unexpected. But if it's a full gut, I already know what I'm about to experience. Ain't no insulation back there. Some of them the studs got to get replaced. I'm gonna do some framing. I'm changing layout stuff like that. So it just depends.
Yeah,
Do
and
we
I'm not gonna sell a I'm not gonna sell an investor a house that I can't sell for them once they done, and I'm not gonna sell them something that they can't rent for a decent price. If you buying to buy and hold and rent it, I want to get the property manager involved in the process at the beginning.
that makes sense? But I will say on the investor side, and this kind of really directed to the women investors, you ain't living in the house, especially if you renting it. You ain't living there. So you doing the absolute most. Okay? There's a
Oh
lot of
yeah.
good cheap stuff out here that you can put in houses that's still good quality material. So that's just an FYI. Somebody said, "Do we get your ebooks for free for volunteering?" Yeah, I'm gonna give y'all one ebook, but not books, ebook. Don't forget to mention to call ahead. Don't call the minute you touch down. Tell your wife she is
Oh
on.
man, man,
That's
you call
true.
me tripping. It'll be Thursday and somebody be like, yeah, I'll be in town tomorrow morning. It'll be like Friday morning. I'll be in town tomorrow. My plane lands at 11, but I'm flying back out Saturday. You got any houses you can show me? I'm looking to invest in Detroit. I'm like, one, mostly everything is pending. You should have called 2 weeks ago so I could
Fact.
have lined up some properties for you. And if we can get into something last minute, you probably gonna be in a bidding war. And then we haven't even vetted you as an investor. It's just if you show me that you're not prepared, that shows me what type of buyer you're gonna be or investor. I don't want to do business that way.
Yeah.
So I used to get excited, like, oh, this investor is coming in, they're flying into town, they got all this money. It don't be that.
No.
Everybody's not prepared. They got a cheap flight, and they like, oh, I'm flying to Detroit and see what's popping.
You know what a red flag for me for these investors? If they be like, I flew on Spirit. Red flag. Red flag. Red flag.
Why is that a red flag?
Red flag. Well, now Spirit tier because they about to merge with Frontier. So now it's gonna be. I'm assuming Spirit tier. But that's what I've been calling it. So that's a
Oh goodness.
red flag. No.
That's funny.
I'm with Reg on that. Don't be popping up on me. I done had clients like, oh, Asia, I'm in your city. What's up? We gonna hang out? Okay, first of all, we ain't friends. Okay. Number one. How much money have you spent with me to determine if I should get up and move when you call? Like, I mean, for real, that's where I'm at right now. Now, if I done did a lot of rehabs for you, or you done did something like, I mean, come on. But I just don't think people feel like they have the what's the word, audacity to feel like we should just stop what we doing and pick up and move because they want to buy here. I ain't that new person no more. Absolutely not. I'm with Reg on that. You gonna call
Yeah,
me first? I'm gonna hit the link.
that's the other thing. Like my schedule be booked up like a week or two in advance. So if you call me
Mhm.
on Thursday, you coming in Friday, Now, I do have agents on my team that can probably show you houses, but the reality of it is, if you're looking for, especially if you're buying a fix and flip, if it was that many houses available for you just to pop in and see, we probably would have brought most of them, right? Between today and tomorrow. So it's not like it's 30 houses sitting out there waiting for somebody to come in on the next day and go look at. Those deals are not out there like that.
They said they visited twice. I have the answers. I'm gonna call you Monday. Oh, that's for you, Reg.
All right.
Same person. I flew Spirit both times I came. They had a better flight time. I mean, all right, look, this is what I tell people. If you next time you come to Detroit, and y'all who coming for Detroit Real Estate Weekend, fly Delta, right? It's a whole nother experience. Fly anybody else, you in the old airport on the other side of Romulus, okay? It's a whole different experience. Like it really is. The few times I fly American and Southwest because I be trying to use my points up, I be miserable. Delta, like I'm to the airport early so I can go sit up in that club.
That's life.
Right. Drink my little with a cherry in it.
Like, yes, life.
All right. Somebody said what's going on with the rent, and I heard GM doesn't have it anymore. I ain't heard that, so I don't believe that. GM don't own that building since what, the 70s?
I haven't heard that either.
The spirit of Coleman Young still lives. Right on.
Yeah.
Yes.
For sure. Where can I get a copy of your yellow pages? Links in the bio. Entitlement. That's the word that these clients be feeling they entitled. That's the word. I'm new here. Do you GC for everyone or just for people in your program? I'm a general contractor for anybody. Like you just go to my link, schedule an estimate, and then I'll send you the bid if you want it. Cool, then we proceed. This for you, Emma. Has anyone had to deal with a deed fraud, and would you be able to recommend an attorney that can assist? That's an Emma question.
Yeah, there's quite a few attorneys that can assist. You can email me outside of here and I'll send you a couple of referrals. We deal with that all day, every day, unfortunately.
Yep.
As soon as I heard deed fraud, I just had to laugh because I'm like, man, that is ridiculous. Man, we see it all the time.
All the time.
I mean, it had kind of, I don't know, it had kind of waved out maybe about 2 years ago, but now it's back. It's heavy.
I think COVID
it's unfortunate. Yeah, COVID had a lot to do with it because folks had a lot of freaking idle time on their hands. And then some circumstances were desperate measures and they just didn't think that it would surface. And you see a lot of deed fraud too when you're dealing with landlords and tenants, which is weird, but you do.
All right. How long do you think it's going to take until the revitalization starts reaching the neighborhoods and not just downtown, particularly going up towards Gratiot? Oh, Gratiot going to be popping because that's coming out of downtown.
Yeah. I mean, that's...
Go like that. It's starting downtown going all the way up.
Yeah, anything coming up Gratiot because Gratiot take you all the way downtown and all the way to Roseville, East Point, and everything else. So Gratiot going to be popping, especially over there, like Gratiot, Van Dyke area. That wave coming right on down Van Dyke because it started at Griswold and just come on down.
Speaking of that, going through the neighborhoods, and we spoke about gentrification. I remember me and my wife was doing the slow roll, and one week we was just riding, and I was like, "This ain't a damn slow roll. This is a real estate tour." Because we was going through like neighborhoods, and I'm like, "This neighborhood is ripe for development." And then I'm like, "This neighborhood is being developed." It was like, why are we rolling through some of these areas? I'm like, man, it's a real estate tour. We don't even know it.
It really is though. Like the slow roll is genius. Whoever came up with that is genius. But you know what? That's how a lot of people start coming back across 8 Mile. That's in that slow roll group because they never really saw Detroit for real until they got in it, and that's how they started moving back here. What do you guys think about Flint and Saginaw? Flint about to be popping.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
About taking the Buick plant back. Yeah, Flint gonna be popping. I don't really like Saginaw. Morningside popping. That's 48224. Living or investing are the historic areas, University, East English Village worth it. Where you been? Yeah. University. Yeah,
You probably priced out right now.
you gotta have about what 300 to get started in university now.
Yep.
What what is
Areas
what
like
the house
that,
going for?
if you in areas like University District, everything is like 300 and up. Unless it's one of the smaller homes, you might be under 200. But yeah,
What's your
everything
definition of smaller though?
smaller, like something under 1,800 square feet.
That's crazy. And that's
That's
200,000.
It's very few of them over there. Everything else, you 300 and up.
Yeah,
That's
But
crazy.
shell
them
up there
niggas,
probably 150, 200.
You say what?
yeah,
A shell.
Oh,
yeah.
Shell.
When people call me on them areas, if they like a wholesaler or an investor, and they be like, I got a house, I'll be like, I don't even have to see it. Like, why are you trying to tell me the specs? Just get it. Let's make a deal happen, or make a deal happen, and let's move, because the area is just that hot and it's still
Mhm.
moving. So, like, it's really no question, unless unless you really overpaying for it. It's hard to lose in them areas.
Yeah, especially if you're gonna be a homeowner. Cause them you talking
Yeah,
about some gorgeous brick, beautiful. Man, I be riding through some of these Detroit neighborhoods like there, Palmer, Wilshire, Ford. I be like, man, I love. That's why I love Detroit. You can't get that nowhere else. And then I wonder is what's gonna happen to Detroit. What's happening to like Texas and Florida? Because I think Florida I forgot what state they said can no people from out of state or something buy houses. Texas.
yeah, they
What?
trying to Canada did was trying to do that too. They trying to ban foreign investors or
Yeah.
out of state investors. So the thing is they trying to cut back on people outside competing with the locals, right? So like if we got like with Arizona, a lot of people from California start moving to Arizona around the same time, and it just boosted their values up because they like we get hot weather, we don't have to pay these state income taxes,
Mhm.
and the houses are cheaper, and they was bringing California type money to Arizona. And the same way when you get these investors coming from New York to Detroit, they view the market different. They looking at
Right.
the quality of home for these prices, so they're willing to bid the price up where the local people can't buy them at those prices or compete. But I don't know if that's good or bad, because
Yeah,
some of these homes, the only people that can buy them is investors that got deep pockets to renovate them.
But,
exactly.
but I wonder
But
if that's
that's been a
gonna happen in here though.
that's been a topic for some years now with us, you know. The concern with out of state investors coming in. I get it when they're not taking care of the properties as one would expect. But for those that do come in and renovate or do right by it, it brings value.
Yeah, I don't think it'll happen. I don't think it'll happen here in Detroit. Um, Yeah, I just don't see how that would benefit Detroit, because we have, especially like with the city owned or the county or the land bank owned properties, it's not enough Detroiters buying those up to say, hey, we're being outbid by the out of towners, right? It's still such a surplus of those properties. So until that becomes an issue, then I can see it. But right now, I don't see that
Mm.
happening in Detroit.
But I think if it did become an issue, Detroiters are so voiceful, it ain't gonna be no issue for long.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna. It's just not because we too voiceful, and then like our council, they actually listen to Detroit because our again Detroit will go to them meetings, be like, look here, damn it, I put you in office, okay? you gonna do what we asking, because you know the mayor and them and the council, they be going to with the little district meetings and stuff at the neighborhood, and them be like in somebody's house.
Mm-hmm.
And they
Mm-hmm.
up in there listening to him, like, all right, we're gonna do this, that. Like, man, Black Detroit don't play. That's why I love us, man. Somebody said I bought something in Morningside in 2019 because of you. Thank you very much. Congratulations. Have y'all heard anything about the city changing the zoning laws?
No, I haven't heard
No,
anything.
I haven't.
Me neither. The only way you win is if you move to a cheaper state. I mean, a lot of people doing that because California is like a university house in California, probably 2 mil.
Yeah, a lot of people leaving California, New York. A lot of people just going back south again, just period. Like not just Atlanta, but I mean Texas, Tennessee. A lot of people just going back South because it's more affordable. But a lot of people coming to the Midwest because it's affordable. Ohio and Michigan. So if they can deal with the cold weather.
Facts. Ken Brooks says, I'm looking at a property now that I'm thinking need to do the entire HVAC because it has a boiler. It's fairly new, but seems outdated and could be costly. What are your thoughts? If it worked, why not? I mean, if you ain't trying to do no full gut to the house, I keep it.
Yeah, and some people like the steam or hot water heat because a lot of those forced air, if it's not maintained, like you're not keeping your ducts clean, if kids got asthma or something in the house, it wreaks havoc on them. But the boiler system, you don't get those problems. So some people, believe it or not, like boilers.
Yeah. You can get a high efficiency boiler. Now them radiators, them old radiators, make sure you put up some do not touch signs because I done got burned plenty of time as a kid.
Oh yeah. The issue a lot of people have is adding central air when they don't have forced air. So that'd be the concern a lot of people have. Like if they got to put something in the attic and drop vents down and all that type of stuff.
Yeah, but if you live in there already, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Now, if it was already gutted out and you want to do a changeover, why not? It's open, but I mean, just get you some ceiling fans. Y'all got any more last minute things to say? Because we almost done.
I don't.
Reg, how long you gonna be in Atlanta?
Until Sunday.
Oh, y'all hanging. You been to Waffle House yet?
Oh man, you know.
Of course you did that.
I'm trying to look. It's two things that's guaranteed other than taxes and death, right? Is me eating at Chick-fil-A and me eating at Waffle House. It's going down.
I love Waffle House. What about you had Zaxby's?
Nah, not yet.
Oh, Zaxby's got some sweet tea. Oh, sweet tea
Okay.
so good.
When is the event? Tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow from 12 to 8.
Oh, it's an all day layout.
Yeah. They actually had like a VIP thing today, but I didn't know about it. At least I didn't think about it. And then the other event is actually tomorrow, the main event.
That's what's up. I want to see him. I have got to check him out. It's a must.
His stuff be selling out, don't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what's up. Yeah, he seemed like he a cool dude. I like because he be talking shit. I'm like, he's so from Detroit.
Yeah.
But he be like motivational way.
Exactly. That's why I like it.
Yeah. All right. Well, hope to see y'all at Detroit Real Estate Weekend. We still got some VIP tickets left that include your hotel stay at the Detroit Aloft David Whitney building right in the heart of downtown with meals and your transportation to and from all events. We're also going to tour a container home facility, 3 Square Inc. I believe that their headquarters is in Royal Oak. So I don't know if we're going to do that Friday or Saturday. We're going to try to have a mastermind at the container home place. So then it's like a one-stop shop. So that we're working on that. So tickets is available until probably August 1st or until they sell out. So we hoping for a sellout. It's looking like it's going to be. So that's always a plus. So thank y'all who sent donations. Thank y'all for all y'all questions and for tuning in today. Thank you, Reg and Emma, for always tuning in as well. Y'all got any last church announcements or anything?
I do not.
Yep. Any realtors out there? I wrote a book called Sowing Seeds for Listing Leads. It's on Amazon. If you want to learn how to succeed in real estate as an agent, you should read that book.
Oh, you gotta send it to us so we can post it.
Yeah,
I saw it on Facebook, but yeah, I got to check it out.
Oh, I ain't been on Facebook for
I'll throw one in the office too. I'll put one in the office.
Cool.
How much is the book, Reg?
It's on Amazon. You can get it for $10.99. You can get the Kindle version too. I think that was like $5.99. My wife has published and stuff. So if I misquoted something, don't blame me. Just go on Amazon and look it up. Whatever it costs, pay for it.
Got it.
Got it.
Yeah.
You can use your Amazon Prime card. See, there you go.
I can and have it in the morning. That's what's up.
Yep. For sure. Well, all right, y'all. Well, thank y'all for tuning in, and y'all have a good weekend. I'm about to go home, get my little evening nap.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my pizza, my Domino's. I gotta get ready to do some work.
Domino's is gross.
Yeah, it is, but we have our team brunch tomorrow. It's like meet and greet, lunch and learn. So I gotta get my notes for that.
I should have made that one.
Oh man, we'll do it again. I definitely want you at one. We'll do it. I think it'll be nice. Team looking forward to it.
Hey, are we doing the thing what you did last summer at Old Girl glamping site? That was fun.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, a few of you have asked me if I'm gonna do it. I got to start putting it together the 1st of June. That's the thing. I mean, I'm totally down for it, but we got so much shit going on.
Thanks,
but it was nice. It was nice though. So I probably will.
Did you get your ticket for Florida yet? Y'all be late.
Hell no. I knew you was gonna ask me, and on my way driving home, I told Reg, I said, I know she's gonna ask me about Florida. Have I gotten my tickets? Yeah, that's Reg's job. Reggie Reg, not Reggie P.
These flights is crazy right now because of these fuel prices. Like I looked up Miami because my school played Florida A&M Labor Day weekend. From Detroit to Miami on Delta, $700 right now. In Maine County.
Man, and I need Delta in my life, so I guess we'll figure it out.
All right, y'all gonna be on Spirit.
You might have to fly Spirit, yep.
Yeah, I am not doing Spirit tier, so we'll get it figured out. All right, y'all. I'm out.
All right, me too.
Let me turn my dial up off. So I'll talk to you.
All right, bye, y'all.
All right, bye.